Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. You could kind of say this is a reaction, but I think it's a video that needs posting, to be fair. I'm not going to go crazy and start shouting and things because I don't think that gets you anywhere. It also doesn't raise awareness of the point that I'm trying to make in this video. So, obviously a lot of you know I'm from Liverpool, UK. It's not hard to kind of forget the accent, I suppose, if you know accents and things. But this video isn't about me. So there is a man from Liverpool, a friend of mine, and my actual ex-barber. It goes by the name of John May. You've probably heard of him if you're from Liverpool. Probably heard of him if you're not. He is known for things like Corona mums during lockdown, turkey teeth, things like that. He's fucking hysterical. He's a comedian now. He used to be a barber and is now finally following his dreams. Now, John last year embarked on a walk from Land's End to John O'Groats, which, for those of you not in the UK, is from the bottom, from the very, very bottom to the very, very top, to the highest point that you can get. And this was all done to raise money for a charity event and a charity organisation called Knives Down, Gloves Up, I think it was called. Weapons Down, Gloves Up, I think it was called. And basically it's to raise awareness of knife crime in Liverpool and across, to be fair, across the country. Now, John has recently became very, very close friends with a man called Tim Edwards. And Tim Edwards is the father of a girl called Elle Edwards. Now, Elle was very, very tragically killed in December 2022. She was out in a pub over on the Wirral, which is over the water from Liverpool, enjoying Christmas, celebrating Christmas, and some idiot decided it was funny, or that he wanted to, I don't even know what was going through his mind. He was basically after someone. He fired 12 shots from a Scorpion machine gun into this pub because he was trying to shoot someone, a rival gang member, whatever it may be. And unfortunately, one or two of them bullets went right through Ellie's head. Killed her instantly. He's just recently been sentenced. Now, like I say, John and Tim have become very, very close friends. And Tim actually joined John from Gloucester, I do believe, on his first walk to John O'Groats. Now, obviously the pair of them completed that walk. I've seen the video footage and things. Amazing, absolutely phenomenal achievement. And Tim now wants to complete what would have been the full walk. So Tim is walking from Gloucester to Land's End, and John has joined him. Now, Tim is doing this to raise funds and to raise awareness for the Elle Edwards Foundation, which obviously is the foundation set up in the name of Elle, to keep her name alive, and obviously to raise money to support people who've been through similar things, or who will go through similar things. And, you know, I can't imagine, I don't have kids or anything, but I can't imagine what that must be like. Not only to lose a daughter, but, you know, to have a daughter lost in the way that Elle very tragically was. Now, I am very, very proud of where I come from. Very, very proud. You know, being a Scouser is something that people from Liverpool hold in very high regard. It's looked on by Scousers as an absolute honour. And, you know, I'm all about the jokes and stuff like that. I don't mind if people have a little bit of a laugh and a joke sometimes, you know, the usual. I've heard them all before. You know, Scousers are robbers and all this kind of thing, and the chicken and a can of Coke thing, which we don't actually say. I don't actually know where that come from. But yeah, it's an honour to come from such an amazing city, with such an amazing history, with two amazing football teams, to be fair, no matter what side you're on. I'm on the red side, and that will always be better, but still, two amazing football teams. Such a huge history in music, such a huge history over years of historical events. When you look back, you know, Liverpool was once the centre of slave trade. You know, as much as I'm not proud to say, I'm just glad that it was abolished and things. But we're getting sidetracked. So, John and Tim, John May and Tim Edwards are currently on this second walk. Now, they've booked hotels along the way. These are being paid for. John and Tim aren't asking for handouts from any hotels. They're not asking, for freebies kind of deal. These have all been booked in advance and paid for with cash up front, pre-booked. Now, I've actually got some voice messages from John. Me and John have actually been communicating today on the phone, but just so I've got my notes and things and so I get this place correct. So last night, John and Tim walked into Devon. So that's how close they are now. They're down the bottom end of the country. And they had a pre-booking for a hotel or a bed and breakfast called East Hillerton House, which is Hillerton House Sprayton Crediton EX17, which is in Devon. And John and Tim, from what I've gathered and from what I understand, have called up this bed and breakfast and said, we're going to be a little bit late, we're running a little bit behind, blah, blah, blah. And from, what I've heard from John today, and just so you actually know that I'm not making this stuff up, obviously I won't play you at all because it's personal and what it contains, but the voice of John May, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris, I feel bad that they're getting fucking tethered.
See, me and John do talk, and so anyway, before I get into obviously the context of that message, Hillerton House, they called up to say they're running a little bit late, and they were accused of drinking. They were asked, have you been drinking? To which John replied, no, I don't drink on this walk. We're walking for charity. Obviously explained them what they're doing. They arrived at Hillerton House and were refused. Simply point blank refused. This is with a pre-booking that they paid for, and they were refused. Now, to give some context, because obviously this phrase, shall we say, wasn't actually used, but John isn't stupid. John is a very intelligent man. The phrase wasn't used, but basically what's happened is that they've been refused entry to the hotel because they were simply from Liverpool. A taxi driver also confirmed this that picked them up. Luckily, John and Tim managed to find alternative accommodation late last night. It was very late. It was cold. And from what that voice message or them voice messages from John say, is that they didn't even get over the front door. Now, the most disgusting and the most just horrific thing that was said to John and Tim that has now been confirmed was that they explained that they were doing a charity walk, and that they were doing a charity walk in aid of Elle Edwards, who was shot on the head and killed. And the wife of this man and owner of Hillerton House said she simply doesn't care and that they aren't staying. Now, John has got a substantial social media following, and it's already doing the rounds. There's a lot of one-star reviews being going on to their Google page, their Facebook page, their TripAdvisor page, you name it. People from Liverpool are not happy with this. And as someone from Liverpool, and as someone who supports John's cause and Tim's cause, and of course agrees with everything that they're doing right now for charity, I think it's phenomenal what they're doing. It is such a hard thing to do. It's royally pissed me off. It really has. It has nothing to do with music, obviously, but just someone from Liverpool. If that was me, or that was, a member of my family that had been refused access to a hotel purely based on where they were from, then I would be disgusted. Now, me and John have spoke, and I've tried to confirm and obviously, get the facts right and be honest in this video. John said that the minute they spoke, they were treated differently. The minute they walked in, to which he said they barely got into the reception area and started to speak, because obviously Tim is also a Scouser as well. They were instantly, no, you're not staying here. Definitely not. Like I say, the phrase, and I'm not defending the place whatsoever, but I also trust John, 100%. It was definitely because of where they're from. And the taxi driver also said that picked them up, it's basically because you're Scousers. You know, Scousers aren't welcome around here kind of deal. Now, that is absolutely disgusting. There is people that come to this city from far and wide. I've been to America, and people say Scousers are unbelievable people. Some of the nicest and funniest and most welcoming people. You know, I'm engaged to someone who's not from this city, and she said the same thing. You know, super welcoming, super funny, super down to earth. And obviously there's bad people in every single city, in every corner of the earth. You know, there's bad people everywhere, and they do give the places a bad name. But honestly, Liverpool is a fantastic city, and I will not have anybody disrespecting people just purely because of where they're from. It is wrong, it is disgusting, and I don't agree with it. I'm going to post some links down below to this East Hillerton House, or Hillerton House. Feel free to go and take a look at the reviews. At this moment in time, their Google review page is down, their Facebook review page is down. I'm guessing they're appealing a lot of these reviews. I've seen a couple of posts today. I've seen a video as well of a phone call that is made to the hotel. And the man in question is very, very down to earth. He just says, would it be okay to book a room? By the way, I am from Liverpool. And he doesn't go off on one, doesn't swear. He just says, I'm from Liverpool. And the woman laughs and says no and puts the phone down. So this is just testament to how disgusting these two are. And I feel that it needs to be shared and spread. I would imagine it will make the papers with John's following. I will imagine it will make some form of TV news, because they've been on multiple regional news programs so far for this walk. But honestly, I am really, really pissed off. I'm disgusted in the fact that someone can be refused entry. Someone who is literally walking the length of this country to raise money for his daughter, who was murdered, and his best friend now, because they're so close, is doing it with him. And the minute they open their mouths and just simply say hello, they're refused entry. I shared this article this morning as well in a post on the MTN Facebook page. People are sharing it. They're clearly angry and they're reacting to it that way. But I just wanted to post this video and just say that the people who own Hillerton House, you really should be ashamed of yourself. You know, I'm not going to rant and rave. I'm not going to shout. It doesn't get you anywhere. But I think, as someone who is from this city and someone who puts himself out there and obviously represents the city as well, with a lot of comments saying, you know, love the Scousers and things like that, I think it needs to be said. And yeah, I'm disgusted. And I think that the pair of these owners of this hotel should hang their heads in shame. And as with a lot of things in history to do with Liverpool, you pick on the city, or you pick on one person from the city, and basically you pick on everyone. We are a very, very, very close-knit city. It's like one big family. It's like one big community. And when things like this happen, football rivalry goes out the window. You know, it doesn't matter who people support. We come together. And that doesn't happen in a lot of other cities. You know, I love a laugh and a joke about the rivalry of the football. But when something serious happens, rivalries don't exist. We go shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, arm in arm, whatever you want to say. There's no rivalry. There's Blues, there's Reds, there's Liverpool. And yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I think it's absolutely disgusting what's happened. So links are in the description, people. Do with them what you will. I am not for 1 minute inciting hatred. I am not encouraging people to go after this business, but just to put it on your radar, if you're ever in the Devon area, or you live in the Devon area, or you're thinking of visiting the Devon area, Hillerton House may be one to avoid, especially if you're from Liverpool. But anyway, I will leave it there. I will also post some links down below to John's GoFundMe page and to Tim's GoFundMe page. If you can donate, please do. I'm not asking you to, but if you feel the need to, in Ellie's name, it would be appreciated. And yeah, thanks for listening, people. Bit of a different video, but yeah, take care. Bye for now.